Hey everybody, happy Saturday. Hey Nadia, I see you out there. Hey everybody, listen. Today in Jersey, the weather has been a little nasty, okay? It was just rain, 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 and it was a little chilly, okay? So today was the friends and family day at my son's school. In spite of the rain, we was there, had a good time, had fun with the kiddo. All is well, he's doing well, and it was a nice day at his school. So I had a good time, okay? And yes, I'm just going to do the on demand of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I figured I'd come through, and we'll do a little quick little trending topics. Yes, girl, just horrible. It was like the rain, just rain, just rain, just rain, just rain. I was like, oh, it's chilly. I got to go. Okay. But I had a good time hanging out with the kid. Okay. Sandy 2 cents said, do I need wine for this? Oh, well, you may need a little bit of wine. You may need a little bit of wine. I ain't gonna lie. And you're definitely gonna have to buckle your seatbelts, okay? But not because anybody that's gonna be on the panel, but because these people is this out of line, out of control, and out of pocket. We're gonna get into it. And this trending topics is who's to blame? Who's to blame? And why am I saying that? Because a lot of times when we have these unruly children, we go back and forth on the panel with like, do we blame their parents? Do we blame the child? Like, who's to blame, right? But, in the case of Carlee Russell, I'm going to say everybody to blame. Carlee and them parents. Yeah, this time we're going to put the onus on the parents too, because the parents are enabling the nonsense. Yeah, they are. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. Then we got this football coach. He's just trying to coach the kids. That's all. Trying to tell them how to throw a little football, do a little tackle. That's it. Win a few games here and there. And he makes decisions on a daily basis. Who should I put in the game? Who should I not? Well, father lost his natural mind. Yeah, he did. He got mad because his kid didn't get enough playtime. And so what did he do? He pow-pows the coach. We're going to talk about it. What are you showing your kid? When just because he didn't play in the game and have the time, you thought he should have had you coming back and you pound the coach? What is your kid going to end up doing in life? Who's to blame? Then we're going to talk about this Houston pastor. Houston pastor. Somebody remind me, isn't one of the commandments, thou shalt not lie? And shouldn't a pastor know that? And do the very basics, not lie? Well, the pastor done got with this woman that he met on Facebook. They getting the doing the do. They did the do. She said 2 days later she woke up and she had bumps and stuff everywhere. She went to the clinic, and the clinic told you got the H. You got the herpes. She said she ain't been with nobody else. She blamed it on the pastor. There was some back and forth tests. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? What's going on? This, that, and the other. Then finally he admitted, yeah, I got it. They awarded that chick $2 million. Whoa. Who's to blame? We're going to talk about it, okay? We're going to get into this here. Now I got some people on the platform, and listen, guys, I'm glad you're out here. I said on the limb, I said, let me just go ahead. It's raining outside. Let me go talk to the people. I'm glad you're here, okay? What you say? Yeah, you shall not give false witness against your neighbor. That means do not lie. Well, there we go. Boom. Well, the pastor, he ain't tell the truth. Okay. So can we get a what, people, so I can board this train? Can we get a choo-choo? Hold aboard, everybody. It is Saturday night trending topics, and we about to get into this. Okay. Somebody put in that chat, who's to blame? Okay, what do I got over here? What's going on my face here? Okay, somebody put on that chat, who's to blame? Who's to blame? I'm about to board this platform. Yes, I am. Hey, Wayne. Hey, in my opinion, Wayne may not be there.
Hi, Diva.
Hey. Hey, Aces, Sebastian. Hey,
Hey,
Nani.
Diva. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on? What's going on this Saturday, honey? And it's raining in the tri-state area, okay?
Yes.
Hey,
Right.
Hi,
Diva,
Diva.
everybody, how y'all doing?
Hey,
All is
Hi,
well.
everybody.
Natty.
Okay, good.
Good. Oh,
Let's
that's
get
right.
into it.
Let's get into it. Hey, Priscilla, that's right. Who's to blame? Come on, yo. Who's to blame? Well, we're about to decide together. Everybody mute, so I won't get no feedback. We're about to decide on this panel as we go through these stories. Who's to blame? I think I'm going to start with the football coach because this is a sad story. I don't understand these parents.
Can I say something real quick, Diva?
Sure.
I seen the football coach on the news last night. I seen it on Ashley Banfield's show
Uh-huh.
on the TV, and it's very sad. It's a sad deal that he had to be in the hospital bed
Yes,
after
I'm
this.
about to show it, Dustin. Give me a minute. So, yes, who's to blame? This poor football coach, he's dealing with a whole situation because a dad lost his mind because his kid didn't play. This ain't even the NFL. And I don't know, somebody could figure out and give me the numbers, but you could be a good player. There's but so many people that get to play professionally. So you gonna get locked up and show your son this for what? Let me share a screen real quick. Let me share a screen. Where is this one at? I think this is here. This is so sad. Let me see 1 second, guys. Okay, let's hear this coach talk. Hold on 1 second.
Tamiko Lattimore. Coach, first of all, thank God you're alive. Thank God you're here with us. Thank you so much for talking to me. How are you doing? Are you okay? How is your recovery?
I'm getting better day by day. First off, I want to thank you for taking my story and just shedding light on my story. I really appreciate it.
Well, we're very appreciative that you're doing this. I mean, especially at this time that you're recovering in the hospital, and your mom is a saint. And I'm thankful that Sumiko is here with you to comfort you and be there for you. Coach, how did this happen? Like, what led up to it? Did you ever expect a beef or no beef about this guy's kid? Did you ever expect he could be this violent?
No. I didn't, I don't know. I mean, it's just, we deal with this pretty much all the time. As far as youth football, parents get mad because their kid's not starting or they're not, whatever the reason, they want to fight or they want to take matters into their own hands. And this time, it just, we put the icing on the cake.
Coach, what led up to this moment? Like, how did it actually unfold right before the shots were fired?
Oh.
Walked up to him on the talk because we had words prior. As I was trying to talk to him or whatever, he pulled his gun out. When I seen his gun, like I kind of ran away, jumped off the top parking lot onto the grass, and he shot me. He shot me once in my back, and he shot me like 2 or 3 more times while I was on the ground. He told me, you thought you thought this was over. You thought you got you one off. And I mean, I was just in disbelief, like, that he shot me, like, in front of, like, we not talking about just 9 and 10-year-old kids out there. We talking about 8-year-old kids. You got 7-year-old kids out there. You got 10-year-old kids, 11-year-old kids, 12-year-old kids. So we're not just talking about one group of kids that was out there. We have the rec center that we coach at. We have, like, I would say maybe 2 7-year-old teams. We got 2 8-year-old teams. We got 2 9-year-old teams. We got 2 10-year-old teams. We got an 11-year-old team. And we got a 12-year-old team. And like I say, I just thank God for, the coaches and parents shielding me, because I really thought he was going to kill me out there. And he shot me while I didn't have a gun. Didn't have no weapon. He shot me while I was on the ground, defenseless. And it's like, I really can't sleep, because it plays back in my head pretty much every day. I break out in cold sweats. It's just, it's a traumatizing event. I will say that, to say the least.
Coach, I wanted to show some video, if I can, of some of the kids. They have come to your support. I mean, it's just sort of beautiful. They gathered to show you their support, saying, "I love you, Coach," and that's got to mean a lot to you. I don't know if you clearly were in the worst trauma of your life. Did you ever get a look at the children? Because the reports are they had to run for their lives. Do you know where they ran to and how they got cover?
I don't even know. I think a couple of my players seen it, but I'm not sure. I haven't talked to none of them. But I really appreciate those kids, man. That's how I get my blessings. Somebody did that for me. Somebody coached me when I was younger. And, just kept me out of the streets. St. Louis is a cold place. It's a real cold place. It'll swallow you up if you let it. I love those kids, each and every last one of those kids. I do coach hard. I kind of apply everything that we do in football to life, as far as like hard work, nothing is given. Just the same thing that's in life. You can't just go out and just get a job. You gotta work hard. You can't just go out and just get something. We gotta work hard. And this particular person was upset because his son didn't have a good game the prior game. So I decided not to start him the next game. And this is what led to the event.
I'm so thankful that you are alive, Shaquille Lattimore. I'm so thankful your mom, Samiko, is with you and holding the phone for you. To the both of you, our deepest blessings and our prayers for your quick recovery. And I would like us to meet again when you're up and on your feet and you're hopefully back on that field with those beautiful kids. Thank you for doing this, and God bless you. And like I said, best for a quick recovery.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Unbelievable. We're going to follow that. And thank you for doing this, especially in this extraordinarily difficult time.
Ooh. So sad. I will say this. The dad ended up turning himself in. That's the dad that did it. Daryl Clemens, 43, turned himself in at the North Patrol Division Station and was charged with first-degree assault and armed criminal action the day after the shooting on October the 11th, okay? So what a shame. Like, these people are crazy. I have the article connected, and yes, somebody asked, does he have a GoFundMe? Yes, they do have a GoFundMe. The article is connected to this video, and so far they raised $7,000. This is his mother over here in this picture in the corner, and you see his mother's at his bedside. His mother is at his bedside. Yeah, black on black crime. It's sad. So the mother's at the bedside. I'm not going to go through the whole article. I did attach it to this video. Wayne, are you there? What are your thoughts on this situation? Are you there, Wayne?
Can you come back to me, Diva?
Absolutely.
Okay.
In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
I think this is really sad because first of all, your kids go out there to play the football game, to have fun, and this is what happens when the adults get in it and their emotions get in too far. Like these are kids. Let them kids enjoy the game of football. Let them enjoy being with their team. Let that coach teach his team. If he's not harming your kid, like why are you there with a weapon anyway around all those babies? Like you could have accidentally shot pop out somebody's kid. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what's wrong with people. We don't think about our actions before we commit them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he needs to be put away for a really long time.
Oh, I agree. Because now you destroyed your kid too. This is how your kid is going to handle conflict in the future. He's going to go get something and try to unalive somebody because whatever didn't go his way. You scared a whole bunch of other kids. Where is the charge for endangerment of children? There should be a whole bunch of other charges here. I'm going to have to
It
keep
sure should be. It sure should be because they said it was a whole bunch of 10, 12, 8, 7.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Like, this is ridiculous.
And where's the attempted M? This is crazy. Aces, what are your thoughts?
I think that you're right. It should be attempted M because that's exactly what he was going for. My question is the news channel, if y'all don't let that man recuperate and get out that hospital bed before you start asking him all these questions, I'm sitting here like, what in the
you know what
in the interview in the hospital bed is going on? He could barely speak.
Yeah. But you know what, Aces, I'm gonna let you finish. But you know what I think? I think his story really wasn't picking up traction. He appreciated the fact that she wanted to interview him so that this story can go a little bit further, because that dad is out of pocket, out of line, and out of control. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I agree with you. He's absolutely out of control. And I do feel bad for his son, right? Because he's gonna, unfortunately, young people, they process things differently. So I hope that he doesn't internalize that shame because he did nothing wrong. That was his father. Yeah, a lot of parents take kids' games way too far. When I first started hearing the story, I was thinking like, oh, this is probably high school, and possibly the kid, which it would still be completely wrong. But when they said 8, 9, 10th, I was like, Pee-wee football. If you don't get somewhere and sit down somewhere over a Pee-wee football game, yeah. I heard a lot of referees and umpires, like they're having a hard time trying to find people because no matter the sport, right? Baseball, football, basketball, parents will just, storm the field, storm the court. They'll, cuss these people out. And it's like they're volunteering their time. And this is a kid's game. If you put half that effort into your kids' grades, you wouldn't have to worry about this being their only ticket, to success, right? They focus on their academics. But yeah, it's a sad situation.
Yeah, it's a very, And Sandy too sent you right. And that's what Ace was just pretty much saying, is that it's these sports across the board. And more needs to be done. When the referees don't want to referee anymore, that's problematic.
That part. Yeah.
That's problematic. That's because I've seen these people get up in the referee's face. Like they lose their natural mind.
Some referees are racist though.
Yeah.
Some of them are racist.
Yeah. But you know what though? Regardless of the situation, you shouldn't as a parent handle it by walking up in the coach face, threatening to beat the coach down.
Right.
It's just too much.
It is.
When they gotta call the cops to a non-professional game, I mean, you shouldn't have to call the cops to any game. But when they gotta call the cops to a high school game, a grade school game, a pee-wee football game, it's a problem. And this is not the first time that something happened at a game. I want to say earlier this year, we talked about where the dad came back and unalived somebody. And I want to say this dad was actually had a family member that was in professional sports. Now, so now here you are. Would you rather be home and your kid didn't get to play in the game, or you rather be behind bars? Like, you're a big dummy.
Right. Right. People don't seem to value the sanctity of life anymore, or put a value on education. They only value sports and hedonism. You know, it's sad. It's ridiculous.
Hey, Diva, can I make a real quick point? I think the root of the problem is parents trying to live vicariously through their kids. They're trying to fulfill the dreams that they wanted to fulfill through their kids. And that's where I think the anger comes in. Seriously.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. All I can say is, that's why I said, who's to blame?
Right.
Who's to blame, right? And I say you got to start with this parent. Like, you have lost your natural mind, and now your kid is learning how to deal with conflict through you. So great, this is our future. A kid that doesn't know how to deal with conflict. Dustin, your thoughts?
My thoughts are, my feelings go out to that family, and I hope he has a quick recovery. And good job, Ashley Banfield, for doing the interview. But it's really sad to see that go on a field like that. And whoever, to the father that done that, hope he stays in jail for a very long time.
He needs to, and they need some more charges on this man. The dad has put himself in a position to never see his kid play. He's been kicked out forever. Listen, not only not see his kid play, but be looking at pictures of his kid maybe behind some bars. Emmanuel, your thoughts?
This is crazy. You know, I love sports. I love football. I love basketball. I love soccer. But some of these people take this way too far and way too seriously, and it's ridiculous because like these are little kids. This isn't even like professional sports, and like even if it was, you know, it's not a reason why you should be acting that way. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something. If you have a problem with handling a situation and the first thing you do is you get a weapon and fire it at someone, you do not need to be part of this society. You need to be reformed. You need to pay, and then you can come back, because that's not normal behavior.
It's not.
So this person, I don't know, Diva, if you said they have like charged him or whatever, but they need to charge him with attempted. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay close to this story because right now that is not one of the charges, and I'm confused. I'm confused where these kids had to run for cover, why he's not being charged also with endangerment of the children. Mm-hmm. I'm confused. Like, it's so many other charges. Thank you, Minister Deborah. It's so many other charges that I'm not understanding why this man is not being charged with. And the coach had got pow 4 times. Like, you was trying to take me out of here. And he said I was down.
Wow.
Like, yo, what is, I don't get it. I'm really going to stay close and connected to this story and provide updates whenever I see some, because this is a hot mess. Nadi, your thoughts?
So like I'm back and forth. Like, maybe the perpetrator is kind of like trying to prove mental insanity. There's a lot of untreated people out here right now, and the adults don't have good conflict resolution, so they can't pass it down to their kids. But it's just like, you can't bring a knife to a fist fight. so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
this was like this treatment was unwarranted. And the first thing I thought of, like, what is going on with that person that perpetrated this crime? What's going on in their head? Like, there's so many untreated people that are walking around. Like, it's really, really dangerous for any one of us right now. And it's just so sad. Like, our children can't even enjoy simple competitive activities, because the parents that are untreated are overshadowing what's going on. It's about the kid having fun ultimately, right?
Yes.
It should not be this serious, whether they win, lose, or whatever. As parents, we're supposed to be there to pick them up, you know what I mean? Whether they win or lose, to pick them up and let them know it's going to be okay, you know? And so I just wondered what was going on in the parent's head, where he felt like he had to go to this extreme. But people, I see it all the time, D, because I love football and football Sunday, and people get aggressive. And I feel like this season is more aggressive. And I wonder if it's a direct result of people being isolated and not really dealing with themselves or having honest people around themselves. This whole story just broke my heart, because my kids were sports kids, and the parents just had an understanding. Like, we could talk crap and stuff like that, but it didn't go any further than that. Like, to the point where violence had to. It's just disgusting, and the fact that it's like another black man towards another black man, I was just disappointed.
It is beyond disappointing. And just imagine, as a kid, like you said, it's supposed to be fun. Now what do we have to be scared if there's an argument or a disagreement between the parents and the coach, that something may happen to the coach again? Like, how do these kids move forward? Now they got to get another coach. Is there anybody who is capable and willing to be the coach? Because would you want to deal with any parent knowing that here the previous coach got a pow?
No, it's like somebody getting unalived in a house you're about to buy, right?
That part.
Previously.
Yeah, y'all can
Like,
keep that house.
exactly.
House.
And
Yeah.
can I add something, Diva?
Yes, you can.
Because I totally agree with Naughty that I feel like lately, like, there's been an increase in violence in sports. But it's not even sports. If you think about it, in politics and just any types of arguments, violence has
Everywhere.
been increasing so much lately.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have a healthy disagreements of opinion with someone. Like, you have to be on eggshells, because you don't know how a person's going to react if you disagree. Like, but we're all entitled to our opinions, and that's what's weird about this aggressive response. It's just weird.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with what everyone is saying. Thank you, Nadia. In terms of, yeah, are there biased coaches, referees, all of that? Does the star player, so to speak, get all the time and all the accolades? I won't disagree with that. But guess what though? Prepare your kid, because such is life. Prepare your kid, because such is life.
Preach, Diva.
My son plays sports, and he used to say this in the referee. I said, and I would tell him, yeah, but if you don't never miss a shot, no matter what the referee said, if the ball go in the basket, then what? Right? So, and I said, this one get time, I said, okay, well, then you practice more, and then you get your time. You get it so that you're going to be undeniable. So I never threw anything back on a coach or a referee. You want to know why? Because in life, you're going to come against those same obstacles. And what you're going to do, you're going to blame the boss. You're going to blame the teacher. You're going to blame the student next to you because they was talking. I'm going to need you to get your whole life together. Because this situation right here is really about life more than it is about that sport. I was in Girl Scouts. And, you know, in Girl Scouts, and shout out to all the people that was in Girl Scouts. You know, I was a brownie. You know, in Girl Scouts and different things that I did throughout my life, they told you, you know what, it's beyond what you're seeing right here and selling these cookies and everything else. This is about building upon your life skills. And parents got to get back to telling their kids that. But a lot of parents, what happens is, because now it's not just the sports, it's the sports so that you can get a scholarship to college. And then once you get the scholarship, it's so that you can be in the NFL or the NBA or whatever. But nobody wants to teach their kids both sides of the coin. Right? Come on now, Claire. Shout out to the Brownies. You know, and it's like, okay, if you don't make it, nobody wants to tell their kid that. If you don't make it, it's gonna be okay.
Speak them facts, Diva. Because
It's
when I
gonna
was
be
in
all right.
Amen.
when
Amen.
I was in high school, a pair of mine, he said he was being this big old basketball star and everything else, and this coach told him, "Oh, you don't know basic life skills." Listen, he learned financial literacy. He went through the whole thing. So what you saying? Speak them facts.
Yeah, you gotta be well rounded, and you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Sebastian, you're up.
This is completely disgusting. It's
Mhm.
wrong. It doesn't shock me that this happened. That's the sad part. It doesn't shock me because parents get so crazy and erratic at these games. But you know, I'll say this though.
Mhm.
This is what needs to be done. Parents should not have access to the fields point blank, period. The only way you're going to see your kids playing is on that TV screen. They could have a watch room or something. Because this is getting too insane. And I don't think this is the first instance we've heard of something like this. There has been instances where there's situations like this as well. Two, this man is clearly hurt. I could see it in his face. He is damaged. The coach, he is damaged. He may never want to coach again.
That part.
After all this. The father is a disgrace to our society.
Yes.
I'm not shocked that he's getting these little charges because St. Louis is very lenient on crime, which is why it's written all over that city.
Ooh.
Start voting, St. Louis folks. This is the most disgusting thing ever. I would never wish this on my worst enemy. That for them to be powed 4 times because they did not want to bring a player on the field. Like, what the hell is this? This is outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly, I just want to know one thing. Was that pow legal? Did he have a legal pow?
Yeah.
Was that a legal pow?
Yeah.
Also, this is gonna hurt the kid as well. The kid whose father pow. Like, everyone will know him as the kid whose father pow would coach because he wasn't on the game. He wasn't playing. Everyone's gonna know him as that, and this is gonna damage him emotionally. Clearly, certain people don't deserve to be parents. I hope every child has a parent, but certain people don't deserve to be parents.
You know what? I agree with you on that. I can't deny that. I can't deny that. So, Nikki said, you know what? You're right. These kids need a backup plan just in case you get injured. You know how many of them get injured and they can't play no more and they're devastated and they end up becoming depressed because they act like that was the end all be all and they don't know where to go and what to do from there.
You know what, Diva? You see a lot of football players go through that because their careers are very short term, believe it or not, because of injuries. And then if they don't have a backup plan, they struggle with figuring out what to do because they don't know their life outside of the sport. I also experienced that with my daughter because she was in gymnastics. And when she got an injury, the nurse was telling me in the ER, like, this is the biggest sport where they get injured. Just to make you aware, like, always have a backup plan for them because it can't be the be all the end all because all it takes is one slip. And then that's it. It's done, like the career. So you see a lot of people battle with that. But I also wanted to make a comment towards Sebastian about the viewing room because we were big fans of DD4L on Lifetime, the Dancing Dolls. And remember, she used to have the parents watch outside of the studio, right? But the parents would get into it outside of that. So ultimately, she had to create a screening room to keep the parents away so they wouldn't interfere with her coaching. So I agree with you, Sebastian. Like, All parents should be off in the screening room. Period. Not allowed on the field.
Yeah. Sandy, 2 cents. Yes, I've seen this too. At your daughter's high school, parents are told student athletes are expected to address playing time concerns directly with their coaches. Come on now. Parents, go sit down, shut your mouth, and stay out of it. Stay out of it. But I have seen people literally walk up to the coach in the game. Imagine the headspace. The coach is trying to help the team win. And parents will literally, I seen them walk up to the coach and say, why don't you have so-and-so on the floor? Because we losing and so-and-so is going to help us win. They would literally tell the coach who to play out there. And the coach had to tell them, yo, there's rules.
The entitlement, diva. Like, why does the coach owe you any explanation? They're only supposed to coach your kid.
And then an explanation in the middle of the game.
Can this man work? Can this man work?
And Diva, another thing is only 1.5% of players from the NCAA make it to the big leagues.
Come on now.
Only 1.5%.
Right.
This is sad.
That part. So
I wonder, does he have any
effects? And they need to know
any
that.
residual effects? Like, can he move all parts of his body? Is he fine? Like, these are all questions.
I think you know what it was it was a very early on interview. Very early on interview. But we got to stay connected to this story. Julius, your thoughts?
I understand they had conflict. This was uncalled for. Uncalled for. To bring a pow. Not only did he traumatize them other kids, he traumatized his own son. And so I'm going to take it from this angle. Okay, he said he wanted to see his kid play. We don't know. Maybe the coach had a conversation with his mentee and let him know, hey, you didn't do this, so you're probably not going to play for a game. That happens.
And it happens to the good players on the team too. Like, sometimes they make mistakes.
Right. And the thing about it is, he scarred his own son, and now his son's gonna think, if, let's say, I don't want to be, but like, if I was to get back into the community, this is gonna happen to me. Because this is what my dad did. Even though I, as the person who's actually on the team, didn't have a problem with it. And the coach said it himself. They had words before. That was my catch-22. So that means this guy was planning this. Because he wasn't getting his way.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Oh my God, do you suspect premeditation? Like, that's why the N-word charge needs to be added on.
Yeah.
Well, even with premeditation, not even just premeditation, this man was pow-powed 4 times. That means he wanted this man to come alive.
And it comes to basic, street economics is how I'm gonna word it. Once someone is on the ground,
come on now.
It. That's it. He took it to a whole other level. Once that dude hit the ground, he should have stopped, but he chose not to. So yes, premeditation, and he needs to face more charges.
And you're right, Grateful One. The parent was out of line for bringing a weapon to a kid's sport event. It is so many problems with this situation. It's crazy. It's very crazy. Denzel, your thoughts?
Child? This is a hot mess. You know, and that was thank the Lord that he's still alive,
Yeah.
to tell his story. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that, you know, even though yeah he was in the hospital, I'm glad that he did tell his story,
Mm-hmm.
because we need to hear it, and hopefully it would get his story would go worldwide, because a lot of people need to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
And thank the Lord that his mom was by his side,
Yeah.
making sure he was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a blessing. um Listen, sports. I love my sports too. I love football, I like basketball. I love my sports too, but it's not that serious to get mad about.
Right.
And so the suspect, he he's upset because, okay, so because the coach said that they had words, before. So the suspect, he planned it. He planned he planned it. Um, he shot. Not
You're
Diva.
fine.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're
Mm,
fine.
I'm sorry.
You're
He
fine.
pa- he pow powed the victim in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Once he was on the ground, and he pow powed him again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he pow powed him 4 times. He was trying to unalive
Mm-hmm.
him. And it's like, come on, dude. Come on,
Oh,
man.
dang.
Over a game. Look, his son didn't play that game. But his son might have played the next game. But guess what? But now he ain't gonna but guess what? He's not gonna see it now, because his dumb tail acted so stupid, and he pow that the coach for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's going to be in prison, which that's where he needs to go. And I agree with you, Diva, and everybody. I agree. He does need more charges, like especially attempting M.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he needs to be. He needs to. I'm praying for the coach,
Mm-hmm.
and for his speedy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he gets better, and you know prayers to the children, prayers to the son, because he
Mm-hmm.
probably needs to get some therapy, because he's traumatized. The other children, they need to get some therapy, because they was traumatized, because that that is really sad. And so yeah, that he just needs to, he's danger to society, so he needs to be in prison.
Yeah.
That's the Diva.
Thank you. So Q, you're right. You're right. It makes me wonder what's happening in that home. You speaking facts. Anybody that can become that enraged over something like that, that's a dangerous person. And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. What's going on in that
I agree
home?
too.
Yeah. You just don't, oh, it's a mess.
Diva,
We're
can I say
gonna,
something real quick?
yes, of course.
Another thing about this is
Mm-hmm.
the fact that I have not been seeing national news coverage about this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so, like, it's just brushed over. It's swept over the rug. Like it's nothing. This man was practically almost unalived, and we don't know what the consequences of these multiple destinations of those bullets. We don't know where they've hit. Will this man be able to stand again? Will he be able to move his hands again? Will
Right.
he need help for the rest of his life? We don't know this yet. And I'm going to say this as well. And it disturbs me that some people are trying to say mental health, mental health, mental health. I don't think this father was mentally ill at any instance. I think this father knew exactly what the hell he was doing. I
Mm-hmm.
think he knew exactly what he was doing. He was mad that his son was not on the field, and he thought he could bring his pow pow and could use it on someone. I do not think that this had nothing to do with mental health, in my opinion. Nothing.
Yeah, it's very messy. Is very messy. Whew. Hey Juice, I see you out there. Hey everybody. It's a mess. And either way though, especially because I think there's so many witnesses that was out there on the field. And already, all the kids is just showing so much express of like how they appreciate the coach. I don't think this dad is gonna get away with it, but I do feel like we need more charges against this dad because this is totally insane. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if I would want to coach again or be able to, right? Because the minute another parent gets a little crazy with me, I would be scared. Now, what are they going to go get? Now we got to have police at a game for a little league. We got to have barriers up where, the parents can't get down to the field. Or if they do, there's so much security down there that they can't get next to the coach or the referee. This is too much.
Can I say one more thing, Diva?
One more thing, and then I'm gonna move to the next story. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not gonna be long. Yeah, it's sad, Diva. It's really sad that people cannot do their job without getting pow. It's ridiculous.
It is. I agree with you 100%. It really is. We're gonna go ahead and move on to this pastor from Houston. Who, child? This man has herpes. He knew he had it. And he infected a woman, and well, too bad for him because, well, maybe too bad for him or too bad for the tithers, the people that's tithing their money to the mega church. Because now he owes her $2.something million. Now, will she get it? I don't know. $2.45 million. Let's get into this story. Let me see if I could hold on one second, guys. I think this is it. Let me play this.
Pay $2.45 million to a woman that a jury found he gave herpes to.
Tonight, that woman's lawyer is speaking only to our Devin Clark, who's live outside the courthouse where the judgment was granted just this morning. Devin.
Keith, Daniela, that attorney we spoke to, says it was a 3-day trial with 6.5 hours of deliberations. And after that, a jury found Reverend Ralph D. West II liable and ordered that hefty judgment.
Right, it can't fix it. She's got it for the rest of her life.
Attorney Sean Murphy is speaking for his client, who a jury found contracted genital herpes from Reverend Ralph D. West II after meeting off Facebook. As seen here on the Church Without Walls website, he's listed as the Eldridge campus minister.
The things that we look at for cases like these are essentially 4 things. Is the defendant infected, and how can we prove it? Did he know he was infected? And, how do we prove? Do we have evidence of that?
Not only does Murphy say they were able to prove those facts, but also that West lied when asked about having herpes and that he gave it to his client after they had unprotected sex in March of 2018.
She got an outbreak 2 or 3 days later, went in and got tested. And, from there, able, through the medical records, able to identify that he was the source of it, in part because she hadn't been with anybody else. She had had a prior negative test.
Murphy says subsequent conversations supported the claims.
When she asks, where did this come from? His response was his son's mother.
He adds there were also emails between West and his client,
where she accuses him of knowing he had it, of giving it to her. And there's other allegations about not caring about me, that kind of thing.
The response, Murphy says, was telling.
He never once denied that he had it or that he knew he had it.
West declined to comment. Murphy says his client does feel a sense of relief and vindication, but aside from that $2.45 million she was granted, she hopes that this story sends a clear message to anyone who knowingly puts their partner at risk for STDs. Reporting live outside of the Harris County Civil Courthouse, Devin Clark, KPRC 2 News.
Ooh, the pastor done it out here infecting the people. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
Let me tell you something. This is just outside and crazy. And let me tell you something. For you to be a pastor, supposed to be doing the Lord's work, and instead you out here infecting the people. I cannot with these crazy people. I really cannot. Like, this is a shame. For that lady to have to go through what she had to go through, and then for him to say, yeah, he had it. Like, who are you to infect somebody like that? Who are you to, like, I cannot. I cannot. I'm telling you, these people are crazy. Y'all gonna have to start protecting yourselves. Because out here, these men are treacherous, okay? And they will lie to you and infect you and give you all kind of things. She better be glad it wasn't the, you know what. But I'm happy she got her settlement. I really am. And I'm on her side on this one. But we got to be careful out here. If you single out here and you messing with somebody, please be careful. Do your due diligence.
Yeah, do you think she's ever going to see that $2.45 million though?
She probably will. I'm pretty sure if he was at a nice size church, I'm pretty sure he's also getting paid from them and getting paid from his regular job, because that's usually how those mega pastors work. So yeah, he probably got it.
All right. Thank you. In my opinion, Q said, and watch how some of the members are going to be like, the devil is busy. Nah, fam, your pastor is busy. Oh my God. Hey, so I'm coming to you. Hold on 1 second. You said these people need to stop having unprotected relationships and get tested before going to bed with someone. You better talk about it.
Amen. I'm
Let
on
me
that
see your
same
blood
path.
test, and here go mine. Get out of here.
Amen to that.
Ace, what are your thoughts?
What did Miss Evelyn say from the Braxton Family Values? She told her ex-husband that you was laying it low and spreading it wide. And he was a pastor too, okay?
That's facts. He sure was.
Child, if y'all don't start wrapping it up in these streets, it is the year 2023. Like, come on, people. Did they say if was he married or not, or was he single?
I don't know. There was somebody from Houston in the chat, because they said they know about that church. Was the pastor married or single? Somebody let us know in the chat. This is a mess. And you know what, Sandy 2 cents? I'm gonna agree with you on this one. If he wasn't the pastor of a mega church, would she have had the same course of action? And does it work that fast? Like, you could wake up 2 to 3 days later and already have sores or whatever?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm glad that, you know, she will. I think, like, in my opinion, said I think that she will get the money because he is, you know, a pastor of a mega church. If he is married, I do feel bad for his wife, or if, you know, he had kids, like, because I think someone in the chat did say that his father was also the pastor of that church in Houston.
Yeah.
So I just want people to be smarter. Like you said, get a test, you know, before you start being so intimate with people that you don't really know their backgrounds or their morals, right? And wrap it up. That's it. Just wrap it up.
And they met on Facebook. And so my thing is, you this perfect stranger, pretty much.
Right.
Like, I listen, she won her money. He had it. He didn't tell the truth about it. But I still got some questions. I mean, this thing surfaces that quick. I don't know. I don't know enough to say I know. Dustin, what are your thoughts? Are you there, Dustin?
Yeah.
Yes. Any thoughts on this story?
I just think you should be more protected before you go doing that. Before you go hanging and doing that, especially when you're with somebody else. So you should be more careful, and you should be making sure that you don't have it before you do it.
I agree with you 100%. Zeta, yes. First of all, despite the fact that he's infected, if you're casually hooking up with someone, it's imperative to use protection, and extremely important knowing that you are infected. That's facts. All of that is facts. So, but my problem is, who else is this pastor around? You know, just, oh my goodness,
just laying it low and spreading it wide.
Nadi, what are your thoughts?
I'm look, gone are the days where you could just lay down with people. You need to know people's history. I'm with Juice with like going to the doctor and knowing people's results. Like you cannot lay down with people blindly.
Right.
Period. Like you need to know people's medical history before you share your body with them. And
Mm-hmm.
this goes back to not just women, but people in general. Like you have to value your body and your health, and you have to put that at the forefront before you lay down. Like one night of pleasure can bring you a lifetime of pain, and
Woo!
people need to remember that.
Yes.
Okay, and a condom was made for a reason, and if
Mm-hmm.
it's casual like that, protect yourself. Put the condom on. Period. Like,
Period.
like if
Period.
you do not know someone's history, if you don't have absolute proof about what they've done out here in these streets, laying in the bed with different people, protect yourself at the least.
That
Protect
part.
yourself. Put a condom on for you. Forget the other person. No
Yes.
glove, no love. Diva, no
Boom.
glove, no love.
Boom. You know what? So he's problematic in a lot of ways. So you're a pastor. You're supposed to be preaching and teaching no fornication. You're supposed to be preaching and teaching no premarital sex. And you out here doing the most. So I don't feel sorry for you with this $2.45 million lawsuit that you know that this money you got to pay out. But I do still got some questions. But you know, you get what you get because you playing with God.
Well, false prophets everywhere.
Oh,
Okay, there's false
oh,
prophets
oh.
all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's all over social media. It's in the public. Okay, so you know people out here lying.
Mm.
There's false prophets everywhere, and at the very least, protect yourself. Put you first.
Put you
Put
first. You better come on now.
put you first. Put that condom on.
Yes. So you
Put
said she's wrong for sleeping with him and he's wrong for sleeping with her. These hot relations can lead to clinics or the grave. Hashtag be careful. You better talk to these people.
Mm-hmm.
To the clinics or the grave.
to the clinics or the grave.
You better come
Okay.
on now. Hashtag be careful. Sebastian, you are. What are your thoughts?
Well, I feel like both of them are at fault in this
Mm-hmm.
situation. That's my opinion. I think both of them are at fault in this
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
because number one, he's not married.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Two, we don't know what he was preaching up in that church. We don't know if he was preaching, yes, you can have relations as long as you guys are consensual with each other. Because there are pastors who don't even preach fornication. There are pastors who don't preach against that. There are pastors who preach a whole different approach than what's in the Bible and what's in the scripture. We have a lot of those pastors. For example, Jamal
Woo.
Bryant is one of them. But I think both of these people are at fault in this case, and I'm shocked that she got a settlement for. Because let me tell you something. In my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
when you do something unprotectedly with someone and you consent to that,
Mm-hmm.
anything that happens is a result of both of your actions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't care who had whatever, who didn't have whatever, both of y'all engaged in it. So both of y'all will now deal with the consequences, the itching and the burning.
Oh
You are going
my.
to deal with that. You're going to deal with that when you do things like this because you both consented to this. You both did this together. I am tired of, I don't know why. I'm very like, I'm not really hyped about this settlement thing because it makes me feel weird. Like, what if, because you're right, Diva. It's very interesting how she started already getting sores within 2 days. That gave me like, how do we know?
See, the thing is with that, it can lay dormant in your body.
It can. Some people
So
don't know until they
I
get a
don't, I
test.
don't, I don't know. I mean, I'm shocked, but I think you know what? I rolled back the footage a little bit. I think part of why she did win her case was because he knowingly had it and didn't tell her. I think that's why she really wanted her case. So it's not like he denied it. He said he got it from his son's mother. And by the way, he didn't say his ex-wife. He said his son's mother. So he didn't deny having it. So I think because he didn't, when you have something, you need to tell somebody. And if they choose to engage after that, then that's going to be on them. But I really think he lost because he knew he had it. He didn't tell her. But see, the thing is too, she did a lot of email exchanges. I'm feeling something. I ain't gonna put it out there, but I'm gonna just say I'm feeling something.
It doesn't sit well. Like there's
It doesn't
something
sit
missing in
well
this
with
whole
me either. I ain't
situation.
gonna lie.
There's
It's
something
kind of
missing.
how I feel about the Candace mistress. Okay, like there's no real proof to connect the timeline. But in the eyes of the law, his private part was a weapon. His private part was a weapon, and it was his duty to disclose what he had.
100%. That's where he messed up. That's how he lost his case. I think that's 100% how he lost his case is because he didn't tell her. But I'm feeling something there as to how she wholeheartedly got it 100%. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Because I'm just saying to myself, I mean, woo, that's powerful that 2 days later, boom, they did it, and 2 to 3 days later, she wakes up and boom.
But where's the burden on her to be responsible enough to do her due diligence to figure out what his history is and what he comes with? Like, at the same time, I feel like there's some burden on her. Like, you just laid down with this man, raw dog, after knowing him how long?
Right.
And just because he's a pastor, you let it go?
Right. But I will say this, if you know you got a diagnosis and you don't disclose it, 100% of that onus is on you. Because you know for a fact. Now, if you was walking around and you didn't know, that's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, for sure.
He never denied that he did not know. Matter of fact, when the pressure came on him, he blamed it on the baby mother.
But did the woman go into it blindly, like, and not doing her homework as well?
You didn't ask for protection.
You didn't like, because
see, here's the thing. We can back into all of that. We were back into all of that. What is it saying about the systems, Denzel? I feel like you're trying to say it. Just say it. What is it saying?
Well, it says many people with the can I say the H word?
Yeah,
It says many people with herpes virus does not experience any symptoms when first affected. It says if symptoms do occur, they usually take between 2 and 12 days after contact to appear.
Well, she said after 2 days.
She did say after 2 days.
She did say after 2 days. And if they
Diva,
said,
I just saw in the comments too, like, she met him on Facebook. You know nothing about this person.
Right. She didn't. But here's the thing though. I'm telling you, the reason why I think he really lost is the fact that he
admitted it.
Just like what, and he knew. Even if he didn't admit it, like if they could have proved from paperwork that he knew he had this, he would have lost anyway. Just like when people know they have HIV and they sleep with somebody, because like you said, Nani, that's like a deadly weapon. And you sleep with somebody and you didn't tell them, you can go to jail for that. Like because you knew. Who, this is messy. Did I come to you, Sebastian?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So Julius, you're up.
This is why I get tested as a gay man every 2.5 to 3 months. And now I did have a hookup with him. I you know what? I ain't ashamed. I'ma say it. Because like I said, I ain't that deacon to be that's going to be on the pretend. I did hook up with somebody who disclosed to me that they were HIV undetectable. But you know what? I chose to go, like, we only did like a little bit of stuff, but still. I got tested and so far everything is coming back clean. But remember, I'm not getting bowheaded. That's a point I'll get to later, I promise. But this person disclosed to me, and you know what? That made me feel at ease because you was honest. Thank you. This wannabe pastor, mm, mm. It brings me back to an experience 5.5 to 6 years ago. Mm, mm. Sorry, no sympathy for him. Like, you, and herpes is nothing to play with. Nothing to play with. And y'all, it's just nothing to play with.
Mhm.
This person played on her naivety and all of that. And when she asked the question, he chose to deliberately lie until she started to develop symptoms. Okay, so now because you've been caught, you chose to come clean? No. No. Now listen, I'm a deacon to be. I have zero sympathy. Zero. For this person, because I did hook up with somebody in the past and he was honest. He said, I have herpes. We had very little contact. He set the stage because he's like, I don't want you to contract it. I said, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for being vulnerable with me. And when I tell you, in those 2 times that I seen him, we had a conversation about it, and he let me know how he contracted it and everything. And my mouth just dropped. And the person who he contracted it from, same thing in this situation, nonchalant until he had no other choice but to admit it. So these people out here who are deliberately spreading HIV, gonorrhea, I'm going to say them all, HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, herpes, they should be held accountable criminally. But this is just another example why I get tested, even if I have no exposure. But this is why I get tested routinely just to keep an eye on my health, because I don't know. But this is why I get tested every 2.5 to 3 months. It's like stop being risky. Is it worth it? It's not worth it. Is it worth it ruining someone's life now that they're sick for the rest of their life, or for like a month or so and they have to take medicine for it? Is it worth it? It's not worth it. How I'm seeing it. Think smarter, not harder, and stop being bullheaded.
I appreciate you doing your due diligence though and being responsible for your health. Seriously.
I have to. And it's just like I've been reading. Like now, like especially like chlamydia and gonorrhea, there's super variants out there. Even syphilis. Super variants that's even stronger and more potent than the original strain. The CDC has posted about this, the viruses for disease control, everybody. They're not.
People have to remember viruses mutate. They mutate and become stronger as they
They're not playing
mutate.
around. Ever since COVID,
So different strands are created.
Everything is mutating. It's
so
not a
let
joke.
me jump in. Hold on 1 second. Let me just jump in for a minute. Juice, thank you so much. So Diva, do you think she was trying to set herself up for a money grab? Juice,
There is something missing in her
hold on 1
story.
second, guys. Juice, something ain't mathing for me right now. The math is not mathing. I don't know. Listen, it happened. She said it was him. He lost the case. It is what it is. But the dots are not connecting. The math is not mathing. I don't know. And my thing is, if you haven't been with somebody in so long and you're so protected of yourself. How do you meet the perfect stranger and you go ahead and do the do with this perfect stranger and don't call for no type of protection? This is not sitting well with me. And but you know what, he lost, so it is what it is. So one second, yeah, met him on Facebook at that. Yes, let me see what Q said, then I want to say something else. From Google, many people with herpes virus do not experience any symptoms when first infected. The symptoms do occur, they usually take between 2 and 12 days after contact to appear, which I'll give this to her. She said after 2 days.
But do you know she probably searched that up too?
Sebastian, listen. Listen. At the end of the day, she has, I guess, legit paperwork. She had to have had that a test on XYZ date was negative, and then she got another test after sleeping with him, and it was positive. She won her case. Yeah, and Lizzie believes her. She said, I believe her. I believe she broke out within a couple of days.
But I'm like, my
that's
point
all I
is,
can
like,
say.
I realize it.
But I'm gonna let you back in, Sebastian. But let me say this really, really quickly. The thing is, protection is everything.
Amen.
The other thing is that I commend the people that tell their truth. You got to give it up to those people that up front say, listen, before we get together, yes, I have XYZ. I want to also say this, proceed as you wish, but understand this, even with protection, you still having skin to skin contact. Even with protection, if you are still kissing on this person, and I don't want to go deep into the deep, but I'm just saying that know what you know and understand this, that you're still exchanging fluids with this person if you're kissing them and don't have no sexual contact. Okay, and nobody I know kissed with a condom on. But anywho, I don't want to get too deep. We're going to move forward. Denzel, did I let you speak on this subject?
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know what this. I don't know what to say about this. Well, I do know what to say, but the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a hypocrite because I have, because I need to, use protection because, like, for me, like I'm too trusting.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been with people, and it was times that I did use protection, but it was times that I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's why I'm saying I don't want to be a hypocrite,
Right.
because I have done it with people that I had used protection, and there was times that I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, I have had done it with people, and and this, because I remember this one person I did with this one person, and they didn't tell me that they had, they didn't have a STD,
Mm-hmm.
like the G word, the gonorrhea, wherever the gonorrhea,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't even tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I told them about it, they want to blame it on me. I said, I didn't do that. You did that. Don't blame me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, but I have been honest with people. I'm negative. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I let people know about my status,
Mm-hmm.
and for now, but like from now on,
Mm-hmm.
and hearing this story too, like from now on, I'm gonna use protection because
Amen.
you
Amen.
can't trust people. You can't
Right.
trust people, and
Amen.
okay, I get, yeah, it feels good, but at the same time, it's not worth it.
Right.
It's not worth it. And then people are evil, and they will lie to you, and
Mhm.
then they won't tell you that they are they will not tell you that they got that type whatever
Whatever it is they got.
STD they got. They won't. Some people won't tell it, and that's bad. They to be honest with you, I think the people that do that, I think they should go to prison for that.
100%.
Because that's sick.
Right. Let me say this, because I do agree with you saying that, you know what? Praise God and thank all of y'all for your honesty. And know that there's never any judgment. And know that, you're helping somebody. And let's just know this, there are plenty and many people, but a lot of times they get to they know the person or they don't know the person, whatever, that have done things without protection. So I'm glad we're having this conversation. If anybody walks away with anything, protect yourself. Walk away with that. Protect yourself.
And it's okay to get tested. Like the saying goes, know your status, get tested.
Right.
Can I say one more thing, Diva?
You can. I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
Give me a minute. I am gonna let you
Okay.
finish. And I want to say, I want to say this also. Yes, get tested because you need to know your status, but you need to stay protected. Because once the tests come back, it is what it is. Right? So protect yourself first. If you're going to do it, protect yourself. And part of protecting yourself is asking questions. What is your status?
Amen, Diva.
Said, okay, let's go get tested and bring recent test results from
Yes.
last quest.
Proof.
Okay? Not
Proof,
no,
Diva.
not no made up lab offline, and I don't know what that paperwork, where that paperwork came from. We ain't doing this over here. Not today, not now.
And I'm not in a position to be guessing. I need to be sure
That part
of what it is. Okay. And if I'm not sure, I need to protect myself.
Absolutely.
And that's why I log right into my medical log, and they be like, "Oh, you don't need to show me." I'm like, "Oh, yes, I do. Here you go, so you can see from the medical log."
Yeah,
and that's what I learned, Diva. That's what the younger people do now. They pull up their my charts and they show each other what their my chart result is. And look, transparency is everything. Like, and guess what? You can't even trust that completely. Like, still protect it. Like, if you just don't know a person, if you're not in a committed situation where you have done the research to get to know each other, just assume that you need to protect yourself. Number one thought.
And listen, Naughty and Juice, you saying a word right here. In married couples, it's okay to get routine tests and make sure you're still okay. Because cheaters don't tell. You better tell.
Okay,
Amen to that, Juice. Amen to that, Juice.
And that's why I love Juice. That
Me
look,
too.
I remember she was on my panel, Diva. No, she was on my panel. She said, "Me and my husband, we believe in going to the doctors
Yeah.
together." Right? If we in this together, we could go to the doctors together. We could get tested together.
And that's the beautiful thing about it, being vulnerable. That is
Being
the beautiful thing about
vulnerable.
it.
And that's the wonderful thing about being in a committed relationship. Like, because if you're really committed to one another, you don't mind finding out the results together.
Zeta, this is connecting to what you said. Because cheaters don't tell. You better ask somebody or ask me if you really want to know. Cheaters don't tell. And they jeopardizing your life, and you living lolly and not knowing nothing's going on. Cheaters don't tell. They don't. So whether you're in a relationship or not, get tested. Go to that doctor. Woo, child. I'm trying to tell y'all, we speaking a word tonight, smoking in the building.
Oh, the spirit is all on this panel, Diva. Oh, I'm so happy I'm here.
It's such a big stigma that no one wants to talk about, but we need to talk about it. We need to sit down and face it and talk about it head on and educate, because let me tell you something. The more like authentically educated you are, no matter if you're a straight man, straight woman, gay man, or all the other ones that are out there, the more authentically educated you are, you are going to, and when your mind, body, soul, and your gut are all in total alignment and agreement, you can be able to trust it more because you received that education. And I'm glad we're having this conversation too, because I have this conversation almost all the time. And I'm like, y'all, come on. This ain't this ain't the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and 70s where we have to do the backdoor stuff. Like, we can have authentic, nice sex lives, but be smart about it.
Absolutely. Hold on. Let Smoke in the building. Riley, she said, I've seen so many women find out the hard way working in the hospital. Child. I seen people find out when they're giving birth.
Are you serious?
Oh.
That is, oh wow.
Well, like you said, cheaters don't tell.
They don't.
Did you
Okay,
right?
but
You right.
there is.
You find out some kind of hard way. Give me a minute, yo. Let me let Smoke in the building. Smoke, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, this pastor has taken praise and worship to a whole new level. Like, why? I'm holding him accountable for not telling her, but I'm also looking at you like, ma'am, you don't seem like you're done because you went and got a lawyer right away to sue this man. Why did you not have protection with you? And here's my thing. I used to work I did a summer job at my HIV/AIDS clinic in my town. And the ladies there, they taught me everything, how you can contract this. We literally had a guy who kept coming in to get treatment because he kept recatching gonorrhea. He literally kept recatching it. So he was a regular and he was still messing around with the same person and he knew. So there are some people who are reckless and they'll be like, well, it's treatable and whatnot. So I'm good until you get something where it mutates and those antibiotics ain't gonna clear it. And now you stuck with it and now you mad and now you on a vengeance path. You be like, well, someone did it to me, I'm gonna do it to someone else. And the thing that I even share with my friends or just people in general, I ain't trying to shame your sex life. I'm not trying to tell you to be a Mormon. But even if you're in a committed relationship or if you're just trying to have fun, you may have good intentions, but other people may not. Protect yourself at all costs. Assume that everyone has it and protect yourself accordingly because some people may not have your best interest in heart and people can always show your representative and then reveal them true selves when they give you something. So don't take anything for granted with your health. Always, like everyone's been saying, get screened, get tested. And listen, I have been with people who have had things, but I had the knowledge and the wherewithal to how to protect myself. So I know how to proceed because no one is like disgusting where they are not lovable. So I don't agree. I don't see it in that way, but I have the tools and the knowledge of like how I need to arm myself. What conversations do we need to have before we proceed to this next step? And here's the thing. If someone gets offended by you asking a simple question as to let's get tested or what is your status, run as far away as possible because that's someone who don't even respect themselves or care enough to respect you at the end of the day.
Yeah. Woo, child. Are we talking about inmates? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, like I said, I think the thing to get from this portion of the conversation is protect yourself. You're worthy. Not to try to throw Jada back in this conversation, okay? But you're worthy. Protect yourself. Love yourself. And don't risk your life for a moment in time. It ain't worth it. Ain't nothing ever out. There's nothing.
You better say that again, Diva.
Okay, a moment in time. It ain't worth it. Protect yourself. Share your blood work. Pull it up. Talk about it before you get engaged with somebody on that particular level.
And here's another thing, Diva. I know this woman found out she got what she got in 2 days, but she could have just saved herself the trip by just going to Amazon Prime and getting what she needed to get the same reaction. That's all.
I'm trying to tell you, wait, woman, I think it's going to come a day when these judges may start saying, why didn't you protect yourself?
That part.
Yeah, but I think they will, but I will say this. There is a law. Once you know, you are obligated to tell. You are obligated to tell. Once you know, you are obligated to tell. Now, it would have been a different story if he had no clue himself he had it, because there's a lot of people walking around, they don't even know that they have these things. Because like I said, it could lay dormant in your body and you could pass it on to somebody else. And it could be reckless in their body.
That's how HIV was passing on so quickly, rapidly, rampantly. And by the time it passed on, some people already had full-blown
AIDS. So yeah, it's a lot. But again, hashtag protect yourself. Zita, you're in the building. What would you like to add to this conversation?
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are
Hey.
having. Hi. So I'm coming in a little different. I'm about to tell you all my business. So I'm 23 years old, and I've never been with anybody.
Amen.
Amen.
So
Save
come
your
on,
virtue,
hashtag.
sis.
Come on now, Zita.
That's good.
Save that
Amen.
cookie.
Amen.
Save the cookie.
No, I'm telling you, amen. So you know what? Before you go on, I'm glad you came up here and I'm glad you said that. And I think you mentioned it before. And praise God, right? And I'm not going to tell a special person business in my life because I don't want to do that to that special person. But so are they. And you know what? It's a good thing. It's a good thing. And listen, I ain't judging nobody because listen, I've never been married. I got my kid and I, been there and done that and all that. But I think it's always great, no matter what road you walk down, whether it was the so-called right road or wrong road, to educate those that are behind you and coming up. Listen, I done knocked my head against that wall. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go there. To the best of the ability, my thing is save yourself for your husband. And that's not to say that all marriages last forever. That's not what we're trying to say. But I am trying to say save yourself for your husband. But go ahead. Come on now. We ain't mad at you. Talk that talk.
So, like I was saying, I grew up in the church, I was Catholic. And then to have this pastor out here in the streets doing what he is doing,
come on now,
it's kind of blasphemous because you teach us abstinence and waiting for marriage. And like I said, I haven't done it yet, and I have thought about it. I thought about, straying that line. But then things like this make me realize, hey, maybe it's better. The grass is greener over here, maybe. But
Honey,
it's just
wait. Just wait. It is okay.
Zita, it will blow your mind.
Let her go. Let her go. Let her talk. Let her talk.
But yeah, so I just felt it's just a shame and it's disgusting that this pastor can sit in his pulpit and talk to people and basically live a whole double life. And that's not fair. And y'all, like you said, Diva, before that, they attack you for fornicating outside of marriage. You have a baby outside of marriage. If you're homosexual, they have all this stuff to say, but you right here, you're not even walking the right path. So how dare you?
That part. Here's the thing. Every job is not for everybody.
Yep.
You got to be called to that job for sure. And listen, I held back on being an usher, just an usher. And I don't want to say just an usher because every job in the church is extremely important. But I held back from being an usher because I'm that chick that I told you to go sit in that pew over there. Who told you to go back there? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I knew who I was. And I was like, nah, I ain't ready to be the usher, but I'll try to do some other type of job in the church. Because I know back then when they was asking me, I was young. I used to get cute with the mouth. And you got to be ready. Because when the people walk up in the church, a lot of times they are broken. They need help. They need answers. How I'm going to tell you don't smoke in the meantime I'm in the back of the church puffing away? How I'm going to tell you to do right and get right with God and hold out and hold on, but meantime, I'm like they said, dropping it low and spreading it wide. He's a disgrace as a pastor, sitting there, meeting the people on the Facebook, and then sleeping with them. But she ain't no better. She not. And like I said, something with her is not sitting well with me. It really isn't, because it's like you slept with him, the pastor, you got it, and all of a sudden 2.2 seconds later you in the court suing this man.
Diva, can I just follow up on that? Because I feel like I can read your mind a bit. What if she was fishing for it and she probably already knew somewhat? or someone told her something.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to drop that on the floor. So, but yeah,
I will.
You connected. I just feel like somebody who is that cautious, right? Like you sitting there, you being celibate for a while, and then you being celibate, and then you could be that loose. And when I say loose, like don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't kill me on the words, because the exact words is not. But you gonna just be that free, and then don't protect yourself. I know somebody's trying to get in, but we full house. Like I don't know, something with her is not sitting well with me. But you know what though, he messed up, because I'm telling you for facts, they will tell you in the hospital. Once you know, when you have situations like that, you are obligated to tell your partner. You are obligated by law to tell your partner. By law.
Well, deep it's not in all 50 states. I don't think it's like federally where it's like that's a thing. I think it's in certain places where if you do not tell someone, like you can be punished by the law. But even to another point, is like, would she have still been talking to this pastor if he was not a part of a mega church?
That part. Come on, Raheem. The math ain't mathing with her. But she got that off though. 2.45
Well, I'm
million.
glad you're also bringing up that component, because in my statement I did hint at it, but you and Sebastian and the Don and Raheem are saying it, so that's helping me say that point.
Yeah, something the napping here.
Well,
But
now she has herpes for the rest of her life. She has herpes for the rest of her life, plus the $2.4 million.
Yeah, she might as well have showed her face, because now she got to tell everybody she's with. She do, right? That's not for the rest of her life. She got to tell. Listen, I got this. E, what are your thoughts?
So, I came in on the tail end. Are you telling me that the pastor is going around giving gifts that can't be returned?
giving lifetime gifts.
Itching and burning gifts.
Well, here's the thing. He needs to be removed. He needs to be removed from his position. And we don't need to be talking down on this young lady, because ladies are flowers of society. And, a lot of us, first of all, as we are brought up and taught as women that we should be looking for a man of substance, power, nobility, and security. And so we cannot fault this woman for going after what she knows. We have to stay true to what the facts are. This man had this incurable thing and is going around spreading it like 40 going north, and he needs to be punished. Like I said last night, tranquilize him, put him in the cage, and ship him back to Mexico, because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. And I want more Black people to start divesting from these quote unquote traditional senses of church, because it ain't what you think it is, and not everybody is called. Church is right there in your heart whenever you feel like it. You don't need to go down there and listen to some man and a bunch of ushers and a whole bunch of other stuff, and let a bunch of ladies in hats tell you to put on stockings when you enter the building. We need to get to a sense of self, go start doing some research on spirituality. Oh, but as far as this pastor, lock his black ass up. Thanks.
Well, Emmanuel said the flower opened her legs.
Well, flowers are supposed to open their legs. Otherwise, the crocodiles will sleep with other crocodiles, correct? Pit bulls will be humping on pit bulls. So, do you want a gay society or do you want a heterosexual one? You tell me. The choice is yours.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Diva, you forgot to come back to me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Denzel. What would you like to
say?
say?
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's gonna be very quickly. For me, I'm a for here on out, I'm gonna use protection, because I need to stop being so trusting, because you can't trust people out here. And if anybody, if they asking the person for their status, if they're not going to show it, don't mess with them. And if you tell them you want to be protected and if they tell you they don't want to use protection, don't even mess with them. Don't trust them. That's it, Diva.
No, you're fine. Thank you. Obi, you're in the building. What are your thoughts on this situation?
Yeah.
Dustin, I'm sorry. I'll come back to you. Go ahead. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You were asking a question about how quickly something happens with something. I was trying to get the question from you in terms
Okay.
of it, because this is something this is a topic I actually know very well. This is actually my
Okay.
field of practice. So that's kind of why I could actually answer some of the questions you have. Because you
Okay.
were
Well,
asking
come on,
something
talk
about
to
how
us.
fast it is.
Go ahead, talk to us.
You had a question. I'm trying to actually answer your question because I know you had the question. You were saying that
Well,
is
the
does it have
elevator, you ain't moving. Let's go.
Yeah,
anyway,
go ahead,
let's
go ahead,
get
Obi.
it. And
Go
okay,
talk.
but the main point I wanted to make right now was basically everybody is talking about protection, 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 which I agree with. Yeah, we're supposed to be protecting ourselves.
Right.
I agree with Sebastian's points too, particularly because I feel like once you give consent and once you decide to engage in unprotected activity without apt knowledge of the other person you're engaging in the sexual activity with, you're pretty much opening yourself like you don't know. People lie. You
Mhm.
can't really tell, from what somebody is saying to you, except you see like enough evidence. Like you have to go to the clinic or you have to see some kind of report or something. And people fake reports these days, so it's wild. But I wanted us like I noticed that everybody is talking about protection, but nobody has mentioned PrEP. So
Mhm.
that's the part that I'm wondering why. Because I think we should start becoming open to that, basically. Because it's actually way more effective than even condoms. Like PrEP has been proven to be 99% effective, even if you're not wearing protection. Although it's recommended if you're wearing protection, you should wear protection and do PrEP. But even if you're not wearing protection and you're actually doing it properly, it's actually been studied. It has a very high effective rate of preventing you from contracting HIV, pretty much. And then the last point I wanted to make is talking about STDs as a whole.
Mhm.
Yeah, every single STD you can think of that you can come across is treatable, except HIV. Actually, okay, let me give you the three ones that you can't treat: HIV, herpes, and papillomavirus, the HPV. The papillomavirus, I don't think you have to be worried about it. Nobody really gets worried about it because you get the vaccination and like, I mean, if you have it, you have it already. People already like HPV usually is contracted like when you're a kid. It happens in so many ways. Like that's something that you just have to kind of just put by the side and just get the vaccination to just make sure you're not going to get cancer from it because that's pretty much what you should be worried about with HPV. When it comes to herpes, if you're going to engage in sexual activity with somebody who has herpes, if you don't see the active lesions, like herpes has lesions, right? The vesicles. So if you don't
Mhm.
actually see those lesions, even if the person has herpes, you're not going to be able to contract it, except the person has active lesions. But it's not treatable, and it's able to be managed even if you contract it or whatever. But at least that one you can actually avoid it because you can see it. Like if you're going to if you contract herpes from somebody, that person definitely had active lesions. Maybe you missed it when you were having sex with the person, but if you really look, you could be able to see it because there had to be active lesions for you to be able to contract it.
Let's put a
Everything else
pause.
you can
Hold
treat.
on 1 second, Obi. Hold on 1 second, Obi. Let's put a pause. Let's put a pause for 1 second, and I'm gonna let you continue. Let's put a pause. I gotta
Mhm.
put a pause because first of all, people lie. Second
Mhm.
of all, normally people do not do high level inspections before they get into bed with somebody. They don't. They
That's
don't. They don't turn on the lights, get a spotlight, a flashlight, and
all
move
right.
in
That's true.
respectfully. Y'all, hold on 1 second, guys. Respectfully, I'm saying this is respectful and as easy as I can because this is YouTube, and they're not moving bodily hairs out the way to see if they see something that needs to be seen. And then if they do see it, they don't really know what they're seeing. They don't know if
See,
they're
yeah.
seeing the ingrown hair or if they seeing whatever. Because most people, and if you Google to get pictures, the pictures don't look the same for everybody when you're talking about seeing herpes, right? So,
Yeah.
but besides that, we're talking about, just overall, right? But you can have an
Mhm.
open lesion in your
But
mouth.
what I was
Well,
trying to
give
say is
me, give me
everything
one
else is
second,
treatable.
Obi, 1 second. Give me
Okay,
one
sorry.
second. You can have an open lesion in your mouth. Who, before they kiss somebody, say open wide, stick your tongue to the left or right, lift it up, lift it down, and let me put this flashlight in there? Who does that? Nobody does that, right? So at the end of the day, you're always going to be taking some type of chance, whether it is your husband, a long-time partner, somebody you just met, whatever the case may be, right? So we all know the basic bottom line. The basic bottom line is abstinence is going to save your life, right? But we also know this. We also know this.
People
The
can be
reason why,
abstinent.
give
That's
me
the
a second,
thing.
Obi. Give me 1 second, Obi.
No
The
problem.
reason why they teach other methods and they teach protection because they know one thing for sure, people are going to do it. So they're saying at the very least, protect yourself if you are going to be out there doing whatever it is you want to do in these streets, right? So we got to teach everybody out there. We can teach and preach all day long, abstinence, abstinence, abstinence. But if you want to get out there and do the do, then we got to at least say, do you know what? Let me help you protect yourself. And these are some of the ways you're going to protect yourself. Okay. So I will say this. Now, when it comes to what can be cured and not cured, if you want to go strictly by medicine, the medicine will tell you what can and cannot be cured, right? If you want to go by a lot of kind of holistic approaches out there, they will tell you that everything can be cured. And when I say everything, I mean everything, but it depends on what school of thought you believe in. And I will also tell you this, and this goes for anything in life. Your mind is so powerful that you can literally not be sick, but if you telling yourself you sick, you will be sick. And some type of ailment will arise to connect to that sickness, okay? There is a whole theory out there too that mucus in your body wreaks havoc and is the source of all disease. I don't want to go too far off the path, but I only say that to say this. Probably everything can be cured. You tell me how Magic Johnson was diagnosed with XYZ back in the time where all the medications and everything wasn't where the level they are to right at this point. And from the day of diagnosis to this very moment right now, you would think he got what? And then also my thing is too, God bless. You know what? I don't know if I could be that girl, but I also am not mad at that girl who will stand by their man through everything. Shout out to you ladies, because that ain't me. And
But
I
Cookie
ain't
did an
judging y'all.
interview. Cookie did an interview and said that he was cured, and then they had to retract it in essence.
I
And
have a question for you.
Did he though?
yes,
And I will say that I don't even want to go down that path right now. E.
I have a question for you though.
Yes, go
Before
ahead.
you go, do you think condoms are 100% effective?
Nothing's 100%, but abstinence.
So what? That's the thing. So that's my point. That's my point.
Yourself.
The reason why I actually came up to speak today is my point. Nobody here is talking about PrEP, including yourself. We should start talking about it because PrEP is way more effective than condoms.
But
Why
PrEP
is
doesn't
nobody
stop
talking about
herpes,
PrEP?
though. PrEP only stops HIV last time I checked.
Okay, so
that's why I went to, so Sebastian, that's actually why I went through all the
let's do
STDs and told you the STD that is actually
hold on,
the
guys.
one that you're
Okay,
supposed to be
let's do
worried
a
about
freeze and
because
a
you can't
pause.
treat it.
Let's
Do you
do
understand?
let's do a freeze and a pause. I really want to do a freeze and a pause because what I want people to walk away from, I don't want to go too far off the track. I don't want us to catch another train. What I want people to walk away from today is protect yourself, test yourself, and then go to your physician and get the best advice that you possibly can get. Okay? So protect yourself, talk to your physician, get the best advice according to your situations, and that's it and that's all. Because I don't want to start delivering out information about what this one does and what's better than this.
What you're
Hold on,
saying, no, no, my
let's
I'm going back
it's
to
a
make sure.
pause, please. Let respectfully, y'all. When I ask for a pause, just give me a
Oh, sorry,
pause.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Just give me a pause. So what I want to walk away from here, yes, come on now, is protect yourself. And I'm talking when I say no judgment, listen, okay? No judgment over here. I want y'all all to win. And winning is protecting yourself. If you out there doing whatever it is you want to do it, but protect yourself. Protect yourself. Speak to your doctor. And one thing I want to tell everybody out there, tell your doctor the truth so they can help you make the best decisions for you. Tell your doctor the truth. Tell your doctor, listen, I got this many partners. Listen, I'm out there doing X, Y, Z. And I'm telling you now, even if you get a flashlight and highly inspect your person before you sleep with them, that don't mean that there ain't no open lesion on their body somewhere. It do not mean that. So hashtag protect, be safe, know your person, get your blood work, pray, and carry on from there. If you can be abstinent, be abstinent. I'm a born-again virgin right now at this moment. Now ask me this on a day-to-day. Ask me this on a day-to-day basis now, but right now I am. Okay.
I don't think it works like that, Diva.
Listen, listen. I'm making my own definition.
And I'm a virgin too.
Come on now, E. Listen, 5 years abstinence and more, you are born again virgin. That is the Diva's definition.
Choo choo.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Really, Diva? I'm gonna have to pull you to the carpet for that, Diva.
But listen, hold on, guys. We got off the track. I want to get back on the track really quickly and say this pastor was out of pocket, out of line for his profession at the very low end. At the very low end, he was out of pocket, out of line. He was out of pocket and out of line again for the fact that he knew his diagnosis. And he chose to sleep with her unprotected anyway. He's a whole hot, holy mess. You knew your diagnosis. But on the flip side, I want to say this. I'm still not 100% connecting with this chick. I'm not, but I'm going to move forward from that because she won her judgment and that's it. Come on now, Juice, a born-again virgin. Amen. All Hail Marys, okay? Amen. Okay. Come on, Lizzie. Choo-choo. And listen, I ain't playing with these fools in the streets. No, you will not get this easy. No, I'm good. Yes, we will share some paperwork amongst some other things. And I'm doing a spotlight. Come on, holler for the spotlights.
That's what Obi said.
Wait, no, Diva, not the spotlight, the blue light. The blue light.
Yeah, turn on the lights. Because we're going to see what's going on here. And if it happened after that, it happened. I did my best. Okay.
That's right. Move them basketballs out the way and let's see what's under there.
Not the basketballs.
Yes, E, yes.
What kind of basketballs you be dealing with?
Oh.
We got to do inspections, okay? We all going to become honorary doctors and nurses. Give me the
inspection.
light. Give me the flashlight.
Call me Nancy Drew.
Come on, that part. Doing a little inspection.
If your inspection fails, ain't happening.
Come on. Inspection. Get out of here. Listen, all right, guys, we're going to move on to this last story really quickly, really fast, because I didn't even think I was going to be on here this long. Y'all always get me, but it's okay. The last story, it is Carlee Russell. And don't forget, what's our title here? Who's to blame? Carlee Russell did what she did. And if you don't know what she did, Y'all go look it up. I can't even repeat this girl's story about the kidnapping, the baby, the this, the that, and whatever. It's Carlee Russell, right? So now she goes to court. This chick wants to appeal a very small fine. What's $18,000? She want a real fine. She better talk to Tasha K. What's $18,000? You can go work at Target and pay off $18,000. What was it? Even if it was $20,000, even if it was $30,000, and what, a year in jail? And this chick turns her nose up and says no. And her lawyer says with her mental health. Excuse me, sir. Mental health. When she did this hoax, everybody was looking for the baby that didn't exist. When she did this hoax, all the Black people in America was praying for her safe return. What about our mental health? You handle her with kid gloves? Huh. Well, y'all keep playing with the court system. When she gets clinked up and has to do some time, they ain't gonna handle her with no kid gloves. Y'all need to knock it off. Lock up Carlee. Her lawyer sent her up for the most time in jail. It's her lawyer telling her what to say, Diva. Well, the mama stupid, the daddy stupid. That's why I said who's to blame. But come on, thank you, Southern Belle. The mama stupid, the daddy stupid, and the lawyer and the co-counsel, they all stupid. $18,000 she got off good. You better tell somebody, Juice. Get 18 friends to give you $1,000 and you done. Let me just show this real quick, and we're going to go around and just darn Carlee, and then we're going to be done, because I can't with her either. I really can't. This chick right here, the foolery of it all.
In Hoover, Russell was facing 2 misdemeanor charges for her staged disappearance in July. Good evening, I'm Carlee Lang.
And I'm Ben Hoover. Thanks for being with us tonight. Senior reporter David Lamb kicking us off live tonight on The Story for us. And David, really another surprising turn in this case again today.
Yeah, this has not been without drama for sure. This entire case from the very beginning, Ben, and that continued today. An interesting hearing, this pretrial hearing for misdemeanors gaining a lot of attention. So the headlines from today: in Carlee Russell's brief court appearance, Judge Brad Bishop finding the evidence sufficient for a guilty verdict, appealing Carlee Russell's legal team, appealing over the Attorney General's insistence on Carlee Russell serving jail time. Now, we had some video from earlier today. Russell, Emory Anthony, and her legal team, as well as several family members here at the Hoover Municipal Court. Again, Russell pleading not guilty. A number of things were pointed out as far as what has been agreed to and what the Attorney General's office was asking. For instance, that Carlee Russell pay $831 per charge. Also that she pay $18,000 in restitution. But it was the 6-month jail time that the Attorney General's office is insisting upon that really sparked the appeal. Now, following today's hearing, Emory Anthony, her attorney, was asked how Carlee Russell is doing.
I think she understands what has happened. She has apologized. I know you all said not through me, but that's not good enough. But she has apologized for what transpired. I don't want her to have any type of breakdown or anything of that nature. So we're handling her with kid gloves and trying to make sure her mental state is just fine.
So everything starts all over again. Jay Town, a former federal prosecutor and legal counsel that we often use here at CBS 42, telling me that really everything starts all over, but it will start at the Bessemer Circuit Court. That's where it moves from here, and it is unlikely that that next court proceeding will happen this year, more than likely next year, if at all. In Hoover, David Lamb, CBS 42 News.
Child, I don't get it. In my opinion, your thoughts, I know you're very close to this case. What are your thoughts with this Carlee Russell situation?
Okay, so I got a lot of issues with this whole thing. Okay, and me and the hubby, we done fought over this because he feels like if she had been white, this wouldn't happen. Regardless of how people feels of if she was white or if she's, because she's black, My thing is, this girl sat here and had all of us pretty much scared to get on the highway. I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling the police department every day because this is essentially close to me. I drive that highway all the time. Now, I've never not been on that freeway at night and been able to see stuff on the side of the road because it is so dark. And it's nothing there. So they don't really have a basis to have like the street lights or whatever. And it's one of those highways where the speed limit is 70. Okay. And we usually do about 80, actually 80, 90 on the freeway. If you're doing about 70, somebody gonna blow at you. But I'm just saying that to say, for you to say you saw, a child on the side of the road that late at night, and then for your attorney to come back and say, okay, she's sorry. And then for you to sit in the courtroom, because I was there, for you to sit in the courtroom and then you plead not guilty, you shaking like you in the cold or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see sorry. If you were really sorry, you would have took it that they was giving you. Because here's the truth. The truth is they could have fined her a lot more. They could have gave her a year on both charges and she would have been there for 2 years. And we only have one prison here. It's Julia Tutwiler. And if you never heard of it, y'all better do some research. It's on the top 10 worst prisons in the world. Okay? Those people were going to the hospital left and right during the summertime because they were passing out because they didn't have air conditioners working in there. So for you to get 6 months, which she probably wouldn't have served maybe 2-3 months tops if she was on good behavior. For you to pass that up to take it to the big court where you're going to get a jury trial where everybody's pissed off at you because they feel like they're going light on you. For the people to have donated their money, their time. We went search parties. They had drones going. Like, I don't realize this doesn't happen. Like, if somebody comes up missing in Alabama, they don't put out these big old search parties. They don't put out the drones. It just so happened that it was in a great area. And that was probably the reason why it got the attention it got. They not only had one department going after this lady. They had Jefferson County. They had Bessemer. They had Hoover. They had Homewood. And they had Vestavia. That's 5 different departments. Then they also took in the FBI. They had the what they called I can't think of their name, but they had all kind of people looking for her. Okay, so for you to say, "Oh no, I'm gonna turn this down just because I got 6 months on each charge," you are crazy. Because now you're gonna go to Bessemer and they're gonna want to give you the whole book because they're gonna feel like you ungrateful.
She is,
and it's gonna mainly be because she is a minority. It's gonna be there, but it shouldn't be there. But here it is. They gave you something light, and you took it and said, "Nah, I'm gonna wipe my butt with it. I'll go to the big trial."
And wasting money with your parents' money with these lawyers. So Emmanuel said this is overkill. The girl has paid at this point with the public scrutiny. Well, if public scrutiny was going to be a part of the equation when we go to trial people, then there's a whole lot of people that shouldn't be in jail because they had a whole lot of public scrutiny before their trial, after their trial, during their trial, and they still got hit with their time and their fines. So guess what? You do the crime, you have got to pay the time.
And keep in mind, people, even when she came back, she still kept this going. I mean, they even went to the hospital. They asked her to do a mental health evaluation. She reneged on that. So now that her attorney is saying, "Oh, we want to protect her mental health," but she didn't take the test. They offered it in the hospital. She left the hospital within a couple of hours. You sat here and told somebody put you in a tractor trailer. So now they're looking around for cameras for a tractor trailer that doesn't exist. You kept on lying.
Kept on lying. They played with my hair. They fed me cheeses.
But you stole cheeses at work.
And let's talk, Sebastian, talk about that. You stole it also.
And she stole the cash from the cash register at her job too.
Come on now. Ace, is your thought?
I'm thinking that all the things that she's done does not register mental competency for me, right? There's a presupposition here that I don't know if her lawyer overlooked it or what, but if I was her lawyer, instead of pleading not guilty, she should have pled insanity. Just because someone says, I don't want to take a mental health assessment or evaluation, if this person is out of their mind, seeing babies that aren't there, you know, saying that she was kidnapped, none of those things seemed like a person who is logical to me, right? So my thing is, and I made a video about it earlier on my channel, but I think she needs help. I don't think that she needs punishment, because you're absolutely right, in my opinion. In Alabama, your governor, Kay, is racist. And, you know, the prisons there, I don't think that she should be locked up. You know, with Black women, Black people, they always want to put us in chains. They always want to lock us up. But my thing is that Karens call the cops all the time without any kind of punishment or punitive measures. So when she does something that does not seem logical, you know, and in my opinion, I'm gonna keep it 100. And this isn't directed toward you. I was saying, like, in my thought process, they weren't looking for Carlee Russell. They were looking for that little white baby on the side of the road. That's why they were mad at her. That's why they sent out the FBI. That's why they sent out the search teams, because there's too many girls who look like me, you, and Carlee that they don't look for us at all, period. But that is why they're throwing the book at this girl. And someone, somewhere, someone should have said, it doesn't matter if you don't want a mental health assessment. We're going to do it anyway. Why? Because none of these things that you have done, but you know, saying you saw a baby, making up a fake kidnapping. I mean, all the things. I'm like, none of these things make sense, except to me, it's like a cry for help. But because our humanity is not affirmed, especially if you're dark-skinned Black girl, they automatically want to put you in chains. I think she needs help.
Well, at the time, they didn't know she was lying, so there was no way for them to do a voluntary evaluation on her. It had to be with her consent, because right then and there, they still thought she was a victim.
If you're not mentally competent, you can't give your consent.
Yeah, but at the time, she was still holding true to the lie that she was being kidnapped. So they had no basis to say, okay, well, we need to do it anyway. Because at that point, she was still lying, saying, no, I was kidnapped by Ronald McDonald.
That part.
Is it a lie?
Hold on, Aces. Let me jump in.
Okay.
So, oh God, y'all
know I love a counter argument.
Let me say this. This thing is multi-layered right now, right?
Yes.
It's multi-layered because is there a situation with the brown community and them not looking for us and us not being treated right and this, that, and the other, so forth and so on? That's an absolute yes. Could it be, or is it possible, or whatever? And I'm saying that because it's alleged. I don't know for no fact about nobody doing whatever. So that's why I'm labeling it this way, that the people out there is racist and they nasty and they this and that and they always treat and blah, blah, blah. Yes. Could that be? Yes.
Alabama? Absolutely.
Okay. Right. But let me take it from this standpoint right here. Right. So I think, number one, even if they are racist or whatever the case may be, they still handled her particular case with a whole lot of grace and mercy. And I don't think anybody can deny that. A whole lot of grace and mercy. They could have stated everything they saw in that girl's phone, and that man did not. Even when they knew for a fact, because if you know anything, when people are doing law enforcement, all that, you knew at one point for a fact that they knew that this chick was lying. They didn't come up on that screen and say that chick was lying. They said, we still investigating, looking this, that, and the other. Then her lawyer puts out the statement. And you want to know why he came out with this statement? Because at that point, the lawyer knew that they knew that Carlee Russell was lying. Let me tell you why I think she pushing the envelope here, and so is her family. Because I think they also know that somebody helped her. I think they also probably know that allegedly mama or daddy, or maybe just mama, at some point during this whole scenario, they helped her. I'm not necessarily saying from the beginning, but I'm saying at some point they helped her. At some point, in my opinion, they knew their daughter was lying. And at some point, the family gathered together and saying, how could we help our baby girl? Why? Because now this is a nationwide problem. This ain't just in our household. It's a nationwide problem. I'm going to connect back, Aces, because I do listen, and sometimes I got to let stuff marinate in me overnight. But you said that kids don't just wake up like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I'm listening to you.
I hear you, but I'm connecting to that point that there was a lot going on between Carlee, that mama, that daddy, and that household for a minute. I don't think that mental illness is compartmentalized. It's in a little compartment that it just surfaces and wakes up at one moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when people, you got a person that went and pow, when you look back in the history, there was some things going on that led up to that pow. So Carlee B is not a victim wholeheartedly. Maybe racism is playing into a situation, but she's not directly 100% a victim of racism in this particular case. This was a if then, because you did that, this is happening to you, and now you got to pay. That's what this situation is to me. And to me, you are. Listen, we know this from the door already, especially if you living in a state that you said is still very racist. Well, then you are a big dummy along with your parents and your lawyer to know that you living in a state as such. You should know that verdict you got and that fine you got is a slap on the wrist in comparison to your black and brown counterparts that have suffered worse. And for you to not take this gift horse and run with it, in my opinion, you a straight fool.
And you know what? I agree with everything you said, which, to be honest, it makes me all the more, questioning her mental competency. To me, she does not seem like someone who is logical, rational, or someone who is mentally competent. I mean, we can of course agree to disagree, but I'm saying everything that she has done, like you said, even, flicking her nose up at the slap on the wrist or whatever. To me, if I was her lawyer, I would have someone evaluate her. And I don't care if she said, I don't want to. Girl, okay. We're gonna get the psychologists in here to do their job, right? I would go with an insanity defense because of everything that you said, because of everything, in my opinion, said, because of every single thing that has happened in this case. None of those things make sense.
She's a liar. It's a difference between someone being insane and someone just being a liar. She took a situation and it went too far and it spun out of control out of her hands.
How do you know she did not have a mental break? We don't know what she was doing those 19 hours that she left. For someone to say, I saw a baby on the side of a highway,
she Googled it before she left, before she went missing. She Googled all this. Can I get an Amber Alert? How would I get an Amber Alert? Like, she Googled all this stuff to know.
Trouble? Can I go to jail for it? Nah, she had a plan and it didn't go as she expected, and now here we are. But like you said, we're going to agree to disagree. I got to get to these other people so I can get
of course.
Out of here. Yeah. And listen, guys, Aces has a channel. When I remove this comment off the screen, you're going to see her full name and you'll be able to comment. Let me say this. Belinda, Belinda, I saw this. Whoa. This is the worst thing ever.
Amen.
Sometimes, let me tell y'all something. I know y'all be thinking Diva is out of her mind, right? But if you give it time, literally some of the stuff, I ain't gonna say everything. I ain't arrogant and crazy. You give it some time and you go back to some of my videos. This is a video you're gonna come back to one day. This is the worst, one of the worst things anybody ever thought of. When I heard this, I literally fell off my seat. I said, are people crazy? Y'all said they don't look for us in the first place. So now you want to change it to let them know, don't look, it's a black girl that's missing? Have you lost your damn mind?
That part, Diva. That part.
Where they do this at?
In California.
At least Amber Alert, even though they give descriptions, right? It's an Amber Alert. Now you straight up telling them it's a black girl missing. Go look if y'all want. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I don't get it. But whoa. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Sometimes we just do too much. We doing too much. Ebony Alert. Where's Shanquilla? Ebony Alert. Onisha. Ebony Alert. For what? They don't look for us anyway. So now you think because you got an Ebony Alert, they're gonna look for them? Good God Almighty. E.
I feel like society picks and chooses when they want to have sympathy for mental illness.
Okay.
And if Carlee was a black man, there would be black women marching from California down to Alabama trying to say, oh, no prison time is needed. She needs to be in the facility. She needs counseling. This, that. I feel like we give black men too much pillow talk when it comes to mental illness, but when it comes to black women, we want to throw them over the railroad tracks. I am offended by this sentence. The criminal justice system is completely and positively unfair to black women, period. And we should be demanding and calling for reform across the United States. Black women do not deserve harsh and cruel punishment. No way. And I refuse to believe that jail time is an appropriate sentence for this alleged hoax. This is an alleged act, and I don't believe it was a hoax. And I'm connecting with AIDS. If this person is having a mental break, it's not a hoax. They really believe this. Clearly, this woman is crying out for help, and jail should not be ordered for nonviolent crimes, which did not result in the loss of life. No funds were stolen, and no ill intent was proven. They haven't proved malice. So, no, this is 10,000% wrong, and somebody in Alabama needs to stand the hell up for what's right. Where's Umar Johnson? Where's Kamala Harris and Beyonce at? Come on, Carlee needs help, and she's being victimized by the system, no different than Brittany Griner and Kiki from Love and Marriage Huntsville. We really, listen, just the thought of putting this woman in prison is ridiculously over the top. Prison could cause irreversible damage to her mental and emotional mind state, which again will not help matters. The purpose of prison is to rehabilitate. This is not going to rehabilitate this woman. She already said she was sorry. What more do you want? Alabama got too many cases that they're behind on. Too many criminals, thieves, and life takers walking around free for them to be worried about a Carlee Russell. Shout out to Marco and Tisha Scott. No, ma'am. And on top of that, she didn't contest paying the fines, but come on now, $18,000 is an egregious amount to order a sick woman to pay the state. And she shouldn't be paying the state of Alabama no $18,000. Child, please. That governor in Alabama made $127,000 last year, and the attorney general made $168,000 in salary. Get them to pay that $18,000. Carlee doesn't need to pay nothing. This woman needs help. She needs empathy and compassion. And last thing, Alabama has the 15th highest crime rate in the country. And they're worried about a Carlee Russell. They're picking on this defenseless black woman just for kicks and giggles. The state prosecutor should be ashamed of themselves.
Thank you, E. I agree with you. And thank you, Aaron, for the shout out, by the way. I just want to say that. I appreciate it.
Oh, Jesus. Who Jesus?
So I'm getting ready to move on to Dustin. So this, you think y'all said the justice system is wrong. So you think her going to the higher court,
Can I
she get justice?
jump in here real quick, Deva?
Real quick, oh,
Or
because
do
I
I
really
have to
don't
wait?
like to go
Okay,
out of
just
order.
okay. Let me just say just 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I want us to start, like I'm noticing something that is kind of re-echoing and re-echoing, and it's been re-echoing since the beginning of this conversation. And what it is the assumption that it meant like that you have to be having a psychotic break or you have to be having a mental episode before you're considered to be somebody that has a mental disorder that could lead to this kind of action like Carlee. So like let me use in my opinion specifically, because I know in my opinion you are saying something like, no, she did this, she knew what she was doing, she had knowledge of it, she pre-planned it was a pre-planned action, so how could it be? But I mean, why do you think that even if you have a cognitive action or if you're pre-planning those things and if you're doing those things and you know what you're doing, that it couldn't still be as a result of an underlying mental disorder? Because mental disorders still, like you could actually have cognitive actions as a result of a mental disorder. A mental disorder could cause you to actually do things that you know that you are doing, but it's as a result of a mental disorder. Does that make sense to you?
No, it makes sense,
That's what I'm
Obi.
trying to point out.
Obi, let's connect with me here, Obi. Connect with me here. Mental disorder, no mental disorder. You commit a crime, you have got to do the time.
I
And
agree.
it's a point
100%.
blank in a period. So you know what? She can get evaluated either before y'all put her in the county jail, prison, or whatever to do her 6 months, 12 months, 13 months, 5 months, 2 months, whatever it is, she can get evaluated there. We're handling her with kid gloves. If everybody that commits a crime wants to back into the fact that, oh, I had a mental break. People have mental breaks every single day on their jobs,
Let me
on
finish
the
my point real
train,
quickly.
on
Let me
the
finish my point real
whatever.
quickly, Tiva.
No,
Let me just
Obi,
finish
you
so
got
that.
no, Obi, give me a minute because I don't like to go out of order. Dustin,
Okay, I
you're up.
understand. Dustin.
Dustin?
I just wanted to say I'm glad that justice is getting served now, and I hope she learns a lesson.
I hope so too. But obviously she didn't. She about to go to the higher court. So let me tell you, good luck, Carlee. And you know what? And now the $18,000 that you got to pay back, you're giving that to your lawyer and then some. Check that, Sebastian.
Okay. My thing is, people keep forgetting what this girl did. People forgot everything that this girl did. She stole from her job. She raised public fear. She made the state be looking out for her for the past 49 hours. Made them call the ambulance finna came and got her, brought her to the hospital, lied at the hospital, told them a whole bunch of BS, said a whole bunch of things, said they may have took pictures of her naked. They said that this girl done a lot within this whole thing. She did a lot. She did a lot, and she must suffer those consequences for doing a lot. Carlee is a liar. And I think this is what she probably did it. I think she did this just to get attention from her boyfriend, who was out cheating or whatever he was doing. But you don't commit crimes for that. You don't do stuff like that. I think that's why she did this. And I'm gonna tell you this, Carlee. You better hope what was on your phone. Now that you're going to the upper courts, you better hope they don't pull out everything that was on that phone. You better hope they don't. You better hope they don't, Carlee, because now you're going into the big girl courts, and they don't play well. They don't play
Oh,
well.
Sebastian, they got it all. They just didn't say it all, but they got it.
When they want to bring up all those evidence, because now this is in front of a jury. You must be the most stupidest person for you to make a hoax, and now you want to go in front of a jury? Are you crazy?
But you said that boyfriend did it. You said he caused this. They need to lock him up too. Thank you, Sebastian. I forgot that.
Cheating is not a crime.
Finish up. Go
Cheating
ahead.
is not a
Yeah.
crime. Cheating isn't a crime last time I checked. And second, they weren't married. So I don't know where this would have never worked out in any other country. They were just boyfriend and girlfriend.
It's a crime in the Bible.
Well, the Bible says you shouldn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend in the first place.
Well,
You
let's
should have
not
a husband.
backtrack. Sebastian, hold on, because I gotta
Sorry,
get
sorry, Diva.
no, that's okay. I gotta get the smoke because we way over time. I gotta get the smoke. But Sebastian, we're on the same train, okay, the same car and the same track. When this girl goes to the higher court, she playing a dirty game right now that she truly don't understand. And if he was truly handling her with kid gloves, he would sit her, the mama, the daddy. It looked like Nana and them was in the court too. Nana and them all down and say,
That
look,
was the auntie.
okay, auntie, whoever. The village was there. Okay? But I promise you this. Carlee is not the type to be getting out that late at night, walking down no highway by herself and staying where when she came back with no bruises, no dirt, looking fine after 49 hours. Listen, I was outside in the rain today with an umbrella. And when I came up through the doors, I had to shower, clean off, and whatever the case may be. Who can be outside for 49 hours and you okay? Y'all tell me where they do that at. Somebody helped her. She was in somebody's house, somebody's hotel, somebody's something. But she wasn't, because she ain't even that type of chick. She was not in those streets for no 49 hours. She played us. And my thing is she had a mental break. When she was going for 49 hours, she must have got over it. Smoke, you in the building.
Okay, hey y'all.
Hey.
So I'm just gonna start off by saying this. We need to cut out the what about isms. Oh, Amy Sue did this, so why is she getting that? I don't care if she's a clown, an alien, Thanos with the 6 ring Infinity Stones. We're dealing with our own people. So let's keep the focus on that. This girl had the gumption to go on a Google search on her phone, not even smart enough to get a burner phone,
Come on
to
now.
look up all these different things to execute a plan. And I get very annoyed when people try to use mental health as an excuse, because you're telling me she had enough clarity to look up certain things and then execute that, and then she went back into the mental lapse. Make that make sense. I've seen it up close and personal, and it doesn't work like that. It is very up and down. It's a roller coaster. No one has a coherent thought that is able to stay that long, where they make a plan and they stick with it. So as far as I'm concerned, for Carlee Smollett or Smouye, they need to throw her ass in the jail, pay the people their money. Matter of fact, give her the electric chair. Let's go that far. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna give her an electric chair. But it's the whole point. Like, she did something wrong. She knew what she was doing. And if I'm mistaken wrong, like Diva, she was a nurse student, right? So you're telling me a nursing student, she has high intelligence. And this is how sociopaths or psychopaths are created. They are highly intelligible. They're very deceivable. So the fact that, I'll be very honest, some people are feeling like, oh, she may have had mental something else. It's like, that's what she wants you to believe. She wants you to play into her being the victim and not questioning her motives. And even someone put it in the chat, the whole boyfriend, we're not going to blame the boyfriend for anything. This is a grown, intelligent woman. And here's the thing. If she has to pay the fine, she's not really going to pay it. Her family's going to pay it for her. So I don't know why y'all sitting here stressing about she's getting possibly 6 months to a year, and then she has to pay the fine back, because if she really wants to go there, she wants to do a jury in front of her peers, they will give her much more, and she will have to pay twice the fine. So that makes her a darn fool in itself. But you know what? That is all I have to say about that. She deserves to go to jail. She lied. She used those people and their resources, and now she has to pay the piper. She got off a lot easier for a lot more, versus people who have gotten more for a lot less.
Come on now, you better talk about it. Sell the Benz, baby girl. Okay?
They upgraded her Benz.
Mm-mm.
Can I speak now?
Right.
Because I've been
Obi.
holding myself back.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Obi.
I disagree with everything that Smoke said. I disagree with everything, some of the things that Sebastian said. Okay, let me just put this scenario to you guys. What Carlee did, she woke up, she planned, she did all this. Do you think that all this action that Carlee did from the beginning to the end of what she did, there was not something, like, there was not an underlying reason for it? Just think about it. What was her reason for doing this? Okay, let me put this question to you. Do you think that Carlee was somebody who was functioning at an optimal mental level? Were her actions that you would consider normal for somebody who is like just a regular person, like you and I, something was wrong. Those actions were as a result of something. The second point I wanted to make is when people say mental health, we're not saying that it's actually an excuse for accountability. And that's kind of where we're making the mistake. When we say somebody has a mental health issue, we're not saying that this is an excuse for them not to be accountable for their poor actions. But we still have to dig in and try to find out what and why. And you'll be very, very surprised at the things that you uncover. There's actually this person. Do you know about this person, Sherry Papini, or whatever her name is? Sherry Papini. I think her name is Sherry Papini or something. I mean, she still went to prison. I think she did it.
She
I
went
think she
to
had like
prison.
books
Yes,
or
she
something.
did. She
Yeah,
did.
remember her, right? She underwent a mental health evaluation. Do you know what they discovered? They discovered PTSD. They discovered generalized anxiety, and they discovered severe depression. I'm not saying that those were the reasons why she did those things, but you just never know what you could uncover when you undergo a mental health evaluation. Like all the smoke said, like exactly what he said, all the smoke. I actually agree with some of the things he said. Like, yeah, the person could be a psychopath, right? Psychopathy is actually a personality disorder, which is also a mental disorder, which that person still has to undergo treatment for, even if the person is in prison. All I'm saying is we shouldn't just negate the need for mental health evaluations and just put it to the side and just like, oh no, not everybody has a mental illness. No, we're making excuses. We're not making excuses. It is a cognitive action. Carlee knew what she was doing. So yes, I believe Carlee should serve. If you ask me what I think Carlee should do, I think whatever punishment they deem fit. If they want her to serve time, if they want her to do community service, fine. But it does not negate the need for her to undergo a mental evaluation because she wasn't functioning at an optimal mental level. These were weird, abnormal actions. We have to still find out what is going on with Carlee. There could be some things that could be discovered. That's just all I'm trying to correct. I want to correct that mindset of thinking, just pushing like mental illness all the way away and just thinking that people who even make cognitive actions could not still be as a result of something going on mentally. Mental disorders could cause cognitive actions. You could be knowing what you're doing, and it's still as a result of a mental disorder. That's just the point I was trying to make. And that's it. I'm out. Bye.
Thank you, Obi. Denzel, 60 seconds, please. They killing me tonight.
I know. I got a little headache. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna be quick. Listen. I'm over her. The parents. Listen. I'm gonna be honest. Do white people do they get off easy? Yeah, but you know what though? They were patient with her, and she got off easy. Okay, and she didn't want to accept it, so she's stupid. And no, she does not have mental health problems. I'm so sick of people using mental health with this. She knew what she was doing. She was gaslighting people. She was gaslighting us, like right, like Tyler Bear, not Tyler Bear, Tyra Banks said, we was rooting for you. What did she do? She lied.
Come on.
She's a liar, and she want to walk up there, look like she's big and bad. Oh, okay, and then her lawyer want to, trying to baby her. She was wrong. She was wrong, and she deserved jail time, and she gonna get her karma. And you know what? Maybe lock the parents up too, because I think they helped her with that allegedly. So she's not gonna get off. She needs to go to jail. That's it, Diva. Love you, and I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed night.
I love you back. And listen, guys, let me tell you something. It's been what a night. Oh, it's been a night. Hashtag protect yourself. Hashtag maybe everybody in the world should go get a psych eval before you commit some type of crime. Make sure you're okay. Because guess what? If you don't get the psych eval and you commit your crime, either way, you probably gonna most likely do the time. Good luck, Carlee.
And shout out to the virgins. Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Born again virgin.
Listen, y'all. Have a good one. See y'all soon. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all done held me up. The train is in way over time, but I love y'all. Good night and goodbye.
Good night, y'all. Bye.